Hey, how's it going, man? Appreciate you taking some time out here today. What's going on?
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, bro. Just on my way to the gym. Day three of this fight camp. Um, yeah, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, big matchup coming up. You got Junior Tafa, I believe May 3rd. And how did the fight come about? And yeah, just kind of tell us a little bit of the backstory of how the fight came about.
So I was in Seattle to corner my boy Brendan Allen, and my manager gave me a call. I was driving around Seattle. It was raining, and I get a call from my manager, um, a FaceTime because he always FaceTimes, and he at first he scared me because he said, "Look, I was just on the phone to Mick. I just want to give you a heads up." And I was like, "Oh no, man, I'm getting cut." And then he said, "Yeah, he's gonna give you another fight." I was like, "Let's go." I didn't even ask who it was. He was like, May 3rd in Iowa. I was like, "Great, let's go." I was ready to hang up. And he's like, "Don't you want to know who it is?" I was like, "Oh yeah, who is it?" And he said, Junior Tafa. I was like, "Oh, is it at heavyweight?" I was still down. He said, "No, no, no, it's 205." So I said, "Oh shit, he's coming down."
So, what do you think about that? What do you think about the matchup, man? I mean, he was a heavyweight for the majority of his career. How do you like kind of welcoming him to the light heavyweight division?
Um, I think he fought at 205 back in the day, like his first couple pro fights, maybe on Rising. But yeah, I mean, he ain't like the biggest heavyweight. I think I'm taller than him, and I probably walk around not far off the weight he walks around for heavyweight. So he and he ain't like the most muscular guy. So I'm not really worried about that, about the weight. But yeah, I mean, he's known as a striker. He's a good striker. He's got a lot of knockouts. It's the UFC, Everyone's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, but from what we've watched in the past of his fights, and do you kind of see anything you kind of take advantage of, right? Like you said, he's a very powerful striker. He's still kind of green in terms of whole mixed martial
I
arts
think
as a
he's
whole.
known as having like
Yeah,
I
is
think
that?
I'm
I'm
looking
sorry.
for a bad signal area, but if you can hear
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think he's known for having I think he's known for having poor grappling. But even his striking is like very aggressive. So yeah, I'm just gonna look to exploit anything I can, man. I need to win this fight. I'm being realistic about it. I'm gonna do what I have to do to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you've showed that you can mix it up, right? You've shown that you're not just a striker, you're not just a grappler. You've been able to, go in there with some of the best and, mix things up and, do what you have to do to get the job done. I mean, in terms of this fight, right? How are you kind of preparing for this? I mean, I know your back is against the wall and you really need this win big time, but like, how are you kind of preparing for this
Yeah.
fight versus the other two first fights in your UFC career?
Well, my first fight was super short notice, so I had no preparation. But my last fight, I think I kind of like I trained too much for my opponent. You know what I mean? More like reactive on what he was gonna do, and not so much what I wanted to do. So I'm taking a different approach this fight. I need to impose my will, not just react to what this guy's gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, you kind of have to. Your back's against the wall, and this is might be your last show if you don't get the job done. So, being able to just do you would
Exactly.
probably be the best for you. In this case. Um,
Exactly. That's the plan, man. Just to go forward, impose my will, not really worry about what he's gonna do. I need to be first, and you know, I'm just picking
yeah,
up
I mean,
Brendan
and
Allen
when
right
it
now for training.
tell him what's up. But anyways, when it comes to what's up? But when it comes to training down there, right? Who have you been mixing up with other than the guy you have sitting next to you, and how's things going training at Gilcliff and the environment and all that good stuff.
Obviously, dude. Every time anyone asks me, it's like I say the same thing. It's like there's just a room full of killers. Every round's a hard round. There's so many different styles, different weights. I mean, if anyone follows the sport, they know all the guys that we have at the gym. Um,
Right.
Obviously, a few guys just fought, like Brendan, RoboCop. So but then now we got the PFL tournament coming up. So we got all those guys that are in camp now. You know what I mean? We got all the welterweights: Jason Jackson, Logan Storley. They're gearing up for fights. Aaron Jeffrey, Impa Kasanganay. Like, there's so many guys, and then we got the guys that are training anyway. Linton Vassell's going to be in the tournament again at heavyweight. So we got all these different guys that we're all in camp at the same time. It's not like just one person's in camp. Like, we're all on the same fucking mission.
Right. Pretty much you guys all in camp together, all getting in that work
Yeah,
together and, you know, helping
yeah,
everybody grow day in, day out. That's really kind of the best thing you can do, right?
yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. And like I said, there's all different looks. It's like, if you're fighting a grappler, there's plenty of grapplers. If you're fighting a striker, there's plenty of strikers. Give you that, and you have a bunch of different relationships in the gym, guys that you're closer to that help you more. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, talk about your division, right? The light heavyweight title is on the line this weekend. I want to kind of get your thoughts on, Alex Pereira, his title reign, and what do you kind of expect in this title fight between him and Magomed Ankalaev?
I think this is the real test. It's like Ankalaev's gonna wrestle. Like, let's be serious here, man. He's gonna wrestle, and like, no one's really tried to wrestle Pereira yet. He fought Hill, he fought Jury, he fought Izzy, like, but now he's fighting someone who's 100% gonna wrestle. You know, I don't know how many brain cells Ankalaev has, but he has more than one, and it's gonna tell him to wrestle. So we're gonna really see, because everyone thinks that's the whole in Pereira's game. I know he got his black belt and all that stuff, and everyone says he's got good takedown defense. But we're gonna see against a high level wrestler. So this is the real test for me. All those other fights were entertaining, of course. He's the man on the feet. He's fucking terrifying, but we're gonna find out for real this weekend. Like, if he
Do
is in
you,
that kind of GOAT conversation.
yeah, do you have a prediction for that fight? Do you think Pereira finally goes down at 205, or do you think he still reigns supreme?
I don't know, man. Either he catches this guy, which I don't know if he will, or he gets wrestle fucked. We're gonna see. We're gonna
Right.
see.
Do you think like where Magomed Ankalaev is taking this fight during Ramadan? Do you kind of think there's a disadvantage for him being able
Oh damn!
having
I
to
didn't
go
even
through
think
something?
of that. I didn't even
You know,
think of
he,
that, man. It just
do you
started.
think that that's going to play a factor in this fight?
Well, I think Ramadan just started like not even a week ago, so
Right.
it's perfect, like, in time for this weight cut and stuff. He's hitting a little intermittent fast basically. And so it isn't like he's missed out all camp. I'm sure he took that into account, and it might even work better for him. I don't know. Like, hitting Ramadan on the first week of Ramadan, and it's the last week of your camp and your fight week and your weight cut week. Who knows? It might work out perfect for him. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Everyone always asks me for predictions, but we gotta wait and see, right?
Right. No, it's a tough one. Like you said, they're the two best 205ers in the
Yeah,
division. It's really hard to really see. I mean, you could go a multitude of ways. Pereira could stuff the takedowns, get a knockout, or Magomed Ankalaev plays it safe on the feet and then takes him down and mauls him there. We really don't know. That's why the line is the sports betting line is basically a pick 'em, and there's a lot of intangibles we really don't know how it's going to play out. So I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of people are as well.
yeah, for real, man. It's gonna be a good one.
When it comes to your fight, though, could you kind of give us how you feel the fight's going to play out and how you're going to potentially get your hand raised on May 3rd?
But just get in his face, take away his range, punch him in the face, take him down, punch him in the face, punch him in the face, punch him in the face until the fight's over. You know,
Yeah, keep it simple,
that's
right?
generally the plan. In this UFC shit, punch the guy in the face until the fight's over.
I mean, Could keep it more simple than that.
Catch him in the back, punch him in the face, catch him outside, punch him in the face, punch him in the face. You know?
I like it. All right. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I appreciate you taking time out here. But before I let you go, I want to know, do you have a message for everybody that's your fans and everybody back at the gym and everybody else that's kind of supporting you? Do you have a message that are eagerly awaiting your return to the octagon?
Thanks for the support. Just tune in May 3rd. Let's get this dub. Thank you guys. And punch him in the face.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it,
bro.
and we'll speak soon. You have a good
Thanks,
one.
man. Yeah, bro. Bye bye.